Dear students, welcome to Swayam Shiksha. This video basically I'll be discussing how do we handle different case studies and with an example basically. So the first case study which I'll be taking is uh, individual based case study. So in this individual based case study also we are going to focus on a private case study. Private case study means for something like you are a CEO of a company or you are a manager of a particular company. So when we are handling such case studies, there will be some difference which we need to show. When you are the SP of a district or when you are the district collector, so the approach will be quite different because when you are the CEO of a company or the manager of the company, the profit motive or the profit of the company also becomes important when you are solving the case study. So that is something which we need to keep in mind. So the profit motive in the sense like you are giving back to your company which is feeding you regularly. So that also becomes important because you just can't just focus on welfare alone when we are a CEO of a particular company or a manager of a private institution. Okay. But the same thing differs when we are SP of a district or when you are the district magistrate, the welfare of the people comes first obviously. And there the profit motive takes a back seat. So this is something which you need to keep in mind. Number two, so when we are writing a case study also, we should make it a little more ethical by using different approaches or different words in the case study. That becomes very important. It cannot be just pure English because how do you differentiate your answer from the rest of the crowd? So for example, we have different approaches which we generally use. For example, we have utilitarian approach, which talks about maximum good to maximum number of people for a maximum period of time. Okay, or we have something like the justice approach. So when we talk about justice approach, we have different types of justice. For example, we have the retributive form of justice. We have the deterrent form of justice, which is generally followed in countries like Saudi Arabia, where the punishment is more severe than the crime that is committed. Or we have something like the reformative form of justice where you work towards reformation. That means where the punishment is less severe than the crime. So in countries like Switzerland, etc. Okay, so and similarly we have one more approach which we call this as the rights approach. So the rights approach is we try to link it to what are the rights being violated as far as the case study is concerned. For example, whether it is right to life, or Article 21 being violated, or we talk about untouchability, Article 17 being violated, or is it right to dignified life of the deceased, of somebody who was family of the deceased. Okay, so right to dignify, that is not just about somebody who is killed, but also we are talking about the families of those person who is affected in the case. So that's how you look at rights approach. Similarly, we have something like the common good. Common good is something good for everybody. So for example, common good is trust is a common good. Okay, so common good approach, trust is a common good, or similarly fraternity, peace, environment. So littering in the parks is bad because it's a common good. Environment is for everybody. Clean environment, clean air, clean water. So common goods you will be identifying. Then we have virtues. Virtue approach is basically talking about honesty, fortitude. So what are the virtues? So when we are talking about a case, you will add such words and you will using utilitarian approach. Why utilitarian is not applicable or not the best approach in this particular scenario, etc. You will discuss. It's not just about identifying our right choice. It's also very important that we also talk about something like coming up with why this is your best choice. So this is your best choice because of these reasons. And for certain case studies, and most of the case studies, though they have not asked, we can come up with a long-term solution. So immediately what we have to do is one aspect of the case, and then the long-term solution deals with what has to be done. Okay. So let's take an example of a private case study. I'll show you one private case study and let's see how do we go ahead with this case. Yes. Okay. So let's get into this case now. It's a private case study. See here, you are the CEO of a leading automobile company. So it's a private entity. And your company has launched a new car, which is the first of its kind in its design and features, and thus has become an instant hit. It's a hit. Your company has already sold 2 lakh cars. Now, this is a fact of the case, and 1 lakh more have been booked in advance. Now, however, within the first 2 months of the launch, the head of the technical department approaches you within the first 2 months of the launch. The technical department head comes to you with a complaint about airbags, now which inflate up during the time of accident and save the passenger from getting injured. Now he told you that the airbags are overinflating due to some technical glitch and thus are getting exploded. So the problem is about the technical glitches with respect to the airbags in the car. Okay, this explosion will hurt the passenger more rather than saving him. So this is about the issue of security for the passenger or the customer. However, this problem will be difficult to be identified. Okay, at the time of the accident, everything happens very quickly and the passenger will not be able to observe the problem with the airbag. Okay, so the company has also not received any complaint in this regard. The glitch can be removed, but it will cost huge money and recall of all the cars. So the glitch can be removed from upcoming cars and the probability is very low, and that is low that it will get caught in the already sold cars. So probability is less that it will get caught in the next coming production. You can remove the glitch. Now the situation has put you in a dilemma, as calling back cars will have huge repercussions. So what actions will you take to resolve the situation? Justify your action now. Okay, so this is the case now. You are the CEO, now leading automobile company, and you come up with a great car, etc. Okay, so all that. So now what we should be doing here is, for such case studies especially, okay, most of the case studies, the approach is writing the facts of a case, ethical dilemmas in everything in one slot becomes difficult in the exam hall. So for such cases, as you are the CEO of the company, first thing what we have to do is mention the subject matter straight away, put a side heading, come up with what is the subject matter of the case. So in the subject matter of the case, we'll write the case is related to what and what. So we have to solve this case in 14 and a half minutes in the exam. So therefore, this time for thinking will be difficult for us. And therefore, once we put the subject matter, things will become easy in the exam hall. So subject matter is what? One is the technical glitches. So technical glitches in the subject matter of the case is technical glitches in the newly launched car. Okay, so that is one aspect. Then we talk about the safety of the customers here. So the safety of the customers is one more important aspect here, which has to be, so you'll write safety of the customers. And then we have profitability and the brand image of the company. Okay, so that is also involved with respect to this case. Then we can mention the facts of the case. We have to keep this order in mind. So facts of the case is basically 2 lakhs cars have already been sold. So that is one fact which is already given in the case. Okay. Then we have something like glitches were hard to find out. That means this technical identification of this technical glitches is difficult. Okay. So that is also given in the case. Okay. So, and then there's another set which is going to be dispatched. Okay. So this is about then we can mention the stakeholders of the case. So the stakeholders of the case is basically the company as a whole. Now CEO is there. Customers and society at large. So these are the different stakeholders who are involved with respect to the case. So generally we'll also mention the ethical issues involved in the case. So this order will help you to first of all fill the case, in fact, and creating an approach for the case. Once you read the case, that becomes very important, because many a times in 14 minutes you can't do justice. Okay, so ethical issues in the case, basically, for example, we have something like the business ethics versus the ethics of business. So business ethics is basically talking about, yes, doing profits of the company or the mission of the company has to be taken care of. So, but at the same time, ethics of business deals with the way you do business, the means of doing the business. So this is basically a conflict between business ethics versus ethics of business. Okay, and then we have profitability and brand image of the company. Profitability and brand image of the company is there. Along with we also have to deal with something like the safety of the customers. Safety of the customers. Okay, so safety of the customers have to be taken care of now. So that is again the ethical issue involved. Then we can talk about, so basically what has to be done. So as a CEO, you have to do something in the short term and something has to be done in the long term. Okay, so action which the CEO is going to take. So first thing is, obviously you have to recall the cars with immediate effect. The first thing you have to do, recall the cars with immediate effect, because you can't take the risk. Why? Because recalling the cars with immediate effect, as trust is a common good. Now, trust, remember I've mentioned some approaches. So, trust is basically a common good. Okay, and once the customers lose trust on us, then building that trust becomes very difficult for the company as such. And therefore, recalling the cars with immediate effect, as trust is a common good and safety of the customers is at most priority of the company. So, safety of the trust is a common good and safety of the customers is at most priority. Okay, this is one thing, the first thing. Then what has to be done? Since the cars have been dispatched already and recalling all the cars becomes very difficult. So, what can be done is the next thing you have to think of. So, what can be done is we can set up some local units. So, setting up local units to fix these technical glitches at a faster pace. Okay, and along with that, what has to be done is there should be a transparent quality check which has to be done in the local units to build confidence in the minds of customers. Very, very important. It's not just enough that you set up the local units to rectify the technical glitches, but also we have to come up with the quality checks at these units to build confidence in the mind of the customers. So, that is one more important aspect. Then what has to be done? A detailed meeting with the technical team, so that such glitches don't occur in future. Obviously, a detailed meeting with the technical department to immediately prevent such glitches. Okay, then we have to talk about very important no fault policy. So, as a CEO of the company, what I was trying to say is business ethics also becomes important. That is, we're talking about no fault policy of the company. So, company has responded immediately and company has taken responsibility as well as company feels accountability. So, this case can also be seen as accountability. Okay, so talking about accountability versus the profitability. So, here the company has taken accountability with respect to this issue, though the issue is grave, but it cannot be identified by the customer. So, this is something company has responded very fast, but at the same time as a CEO, I have to publicize this. So, the no fault policy of the company has to be widely publicized. Whatever medium you are going to use, this no fault policy of the company has to be widely publicized, and to promote the brand image of the company, which should enhance the brand image that this no fault policy of the company is something for the company is working for, and this has to be publicized in such a way that it is going to increase the brand image of the company, and you have to gain the trust of the customers so that it is going to increase our future profits. Now, this is very important. This is mainly for the private player. So, no fault policy of the company has to be publicized efficiently and effectively in such a way that the brand image of the company is going to be enhanced. The brand image of the company is going to be enhanced. Along with increasing the brand image of the company, we also have to create that trust in the minds of the customers. Then we'll talk about something like the responsible capitalism. So, this is very important in the current scenario. So, capitalism is not just about making profits. So, responsible capitalism along with empathy and compassion for the customers, empathy and compassion for customers. Responsible capitalism along with empathy and compassion for the customers, towards the customers. Now, these words become very important when you, otherwise it becomes only a English based case study. So, because in this case he was asking what you will do, that's all. So, that is what the case study was asking. And then after the short term, what we have done, then we have to think of obviously long term solutions for such cases. Very important is what will you do? So, what should be done is codifying a standard operating procedure. So, you have to come up with a standard the company has to codify a standard operating procedure to be followed by all the departments, so that this no fault policy of ours becomes implemented in letter and spirit. It becomes very important, for which you need to have a standard operating procedure which should be followed by the department. Okay, so to prevent such things in the future. Okay, then continuous quality checks and quality control. Okay, before the car is delivered. So, before the car is delivered, there should be proper quality check and quality control which should be effectively implemented. Okay, then investing in R&D and quality testing units to prevent failure, and at the same time grievance redressal has to be taken care of. So these are something like the long term solution. So that means what would we do? Immediately stop the production of new cars, recalling the cars with immediate effect, okay, and local units to be set up, and quality checks at the local units also to resolve these issues. Then coming up with long term solution. So this is what we have to do for this particular case. So remember two important things here. First, codifying what is there in the case, okay, and then coming up with the short term as well as the long term solutions. Okay, so this should be your approach. I'll stop this case here. Coming up with few more cases. Please do subscribe to our channel for more informative material. Thank you.